What is up everyone, it's CMG here. So Overwatch continue to give us more information regarding Overwatch 2 before the beta begins in a week's time. So today we have received some information on reworks for Doomfist and Orisa. So let's have a bit of a read of this. So we already know that Doomfist is now confirmed a tank. And Orisa has also got some much needed changes going into Overwatch 2. So all of these changes, I'd assume, they're going to be tested out during the beta next week. So for those of you that are going to be playing the beta, I guess you're going to be looking forward to all of these changes. Not so much me, because I play console and I can't play the beta because I wasn't invited. So yeah, anyway, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check out the reworks for Doomfist, because as we know, Doomfist is now confirmed a tank in the game. So we're going to have a look at what he has, and let's sort of try and, I guess we can try and compare what he currently is in Overwatch 1 as opposed to what he'll be in Overwatch 2. And also, by the way, according to this graphic, as you can see on the screen right now, there is a little teaser of the skin that he will be showcasing in Overwatch 2. So what is it? He looks like some kind of puffer jacket that he's wearing there with the whole thing around his neck area. So anyway, let's have a look at these changes and let's see what he has. So General, Doomfist is now a tank and his health has been increased to 450. So I believe he originally had 250 health. I think he had 250 health. Yes, so he was a DPS. So he's now a tank and his health has been increased to 450. He has a hand cannon, of course. This was original in Overwatch 1. Ammo recovery increased to once every 0.4 seconds. Damage reduced from 6 to 5 per pellet. Okay, so it's a little bit of a nerf on his hand cannon right there. So, this is new. Power block. Protect yourself from frontal attacks. Blocking heavy damage empowers rocket punch. Okay, so I'd assume you would use this just so that you can put power into your rocket punch. So the more energy you consume with this power block, the more powerful your rocket punch will be. So yeah, this is something that will be interesting to see in game. Empowered rocket punch travels faster, further, and deals increased damage. So as I said before, the more damage you consume using power block, the stronger your rocket punch will be. The uppercut has been completely removed. Rocket punch, max charge time reduced to 1 second. Impact damage reduced to 15 to 30. Wall slam damage reduced to 20 to 40. So they're definitely decreasing the damage input on the rocket punch. But in order to get stronger with this rocket punch, you're going to have to do the power block ability. So you're going to have to sort of combine the two together to do maximum damage. So basically defense is the right. Seismic Slam now launches you just like Winston's Leap. Okay. On landing, it deals damage and slows down enemies. Right, so as soon as he uses Seismic Slam and he takes out a group, or if he jumps into a group, let's say, everybody's speed is reduced. So it's a little bit similar to how Sojourn's one of her abilities works. So that's kind of cool. Now, the Meteor Strike, which is obviously his ultimate, now adds a slow to all enemies to 0.5. So, yeah, there are a few changes here and there. But yeah, he is now a tank. I think he should have been a tank at the beginning. Because, I mean, okay, maybe there's a disagreement there somewhere. But I just think that when I remember when Doomfist first came out, he did look like a tank. But then I was shocked to hear that he was going to be a DPS. And I was like, what? Doomfist is a DPS now? But it kind of worked back in the day, but now one extra character that I can play in the game because I'm a tank main, but okay. It's like you get a new tank, but you don't get a new tank because he's already been in the game, Doomfist. But there you go, that's my thoughts on Doomfist rework. Right, let's have a look at Orisa, because there is a complete change to Orisa. Now, as you can see from this graphic, there doesn't appear to be a new skin. I don't know about that. Maybe at some point before the beta release, we might get some teaser for Orisa. But yeah, so yeah, Orisa is a complete change. Like literally, abilities, ultimate, complete change. Now, if you remember from Overwatch 1, Orisa was a go-to hero for a shield, you know, main tank position. Yeah, she kind of like sort of held areas down on a map, especially on choke points, right? Now then, if you remember before, Orisa had a shield. She could put a shield down with a big massive thing, took a lot of damage. There was a fortify ability, and there was also a supercharger, which buffs up every character around you, or in the proximity of the supercharger. They've all been removed. So protective barriers removed, halt is removed, and supercharger have all been removed. Now then, I guess this is kind of like the baseline of what all tanks are going to do in game now. I think every tank is going to have a massive change. So we're going to have pretty much a majority of the barrier side of Overwatch removed in favor of a more brawl sort of approach to Overwatch. So, yeah. Right, let's have a look at some of these changes then. So, augmented fusion driver now rapidly fires large projectiles. Projectiles start large and then shrink down. Okay. Uses a heat mechanic instead of an ammo reload. Oh, right. Okay. So, instead of reloading your overheat. So, if you use your fusion driver too much, it overheats. Okay. That's interesting. So, you're going to have to manage your fusion. So, you can't keep doing it all the time. So, you can't keep just holding, I don't know, left click or something like that. You just to hold it down and then just fire through a choke point. You're going to have to start managing your fusion driver now. So rather than reloading and, just spamming an area, there's an overheat. So basically, you're just going to have to wait until that cools down and then you start using it again. That's interesting. Energy javelin. Launch your javelin at an enemy to stun and knock them back. More effective if the enemy hits a wall. Right. So basically what this is I don't know. It's kind of like a spear that she throws at characters and it pushes them back. You know what? This kind of reminds me of a character in Paladins. Going back to Paladins again. Io. Her ultimate ability is like a projectile that she throws out and it pushes people back. Is that going to be the same thing as Orisa's javelin? I'm just saying. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I guess I won't be able to test it out because I'm not on PC. I'm on console. Alright, so Fortify is still one of her abilities though. Now also gains 125 temporary health. Now also slowed by 20% while active. Reduces heat generated from firing by 50% while active. So when you're using Fortify, you don't overheat as much if you're using your fusion driver. I think that's how it works. Javelin spin. Spin your javelin to destroy projectiles, push enemies, and increase forward speed. Right, so this is gonna... I think this is like a tank's version of Genji's deflect. You know how Genji's deflect works? You know when he triggers that, and he he fires projectiles back at the player. I think this is Orisa's way of deflecting projectiles and aiming it back at them. I think this is way too similar to Genji's deflect, I think. Maybe it has some kind of differential thing that is different to Genji, but maybe. Now then, the ultimate. This is where it gets really interesting. Terror Surge. Sweep in enemies and anchor down, gaining the effects of Fortify and changing or charging up a surge of damage. No idea what that means, but I'm assuming what it means is if you trigger this ultimate, she becomes a magnet? And she forces enemies into her? Or something like that? Groups them up, perhaps? And then pushes them away? I don't know, I'm just sort of thinking it inside my head, really. But I think this is maybe how this works. But yeah, this is some really interesting... Like, Orisa has been completely changed. Gone are the shields. So I'm starting to think that, going forward, when Overwatch decide to release more reworks to certain tanks, I think there's going to be a lot less shields than there ever has been. Okay, Reinhardt, when you think of him, you can't really get rid of his shield because he literally is a shield. But you've got guys like Orisa that's had a shield. That's been removed. You've also got guys like Sigma. I mean, okay, maybe Sigma's used primarily as a off tank rather than a main tank, so he doesn't use his shield effectively so much. Winston, he does have his bubble shield. When I say bubble shield, I mean he literally has a bubble shield when he puts it down. It's different to Reinhardt's. I don't know, like, we'll have to see going forward. But I'm starting to think that after looking at this, you know, Orisa was literally a main tank going into Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2, they're completely changing everything. They're literally getting rid of all shields in the game. Maybe, who knows, maybe Winston might have his shield reduced. Maybe Sigma might not even have a shield. I'm just saying, it might not even be true. What I'm saying might be untrue. But I just think this is how it's going to go with these tanks. Blizzard want Overwatch 2 to be a fast-paced game with more brawl mechanics than just literally putting a shield up to block projectiles, which, in their opinion, technically, is a slower version of the game. They want to quicken things up by making things more brawly than it is with shields. So, I'm assuming that's what's going on here. So there you go, guys. Doomfist and Orisa's reworks have been shown on the Overwatch Twitter account. Let me know what you guys think of these reworks. Do you think this is for the better for the game? Or do you honestly believe that maybe 6v6 or shields is a better way of playing the game than it? In the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you like this video and you want to see more in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. You can also check me out on all of my social medias, my Twitter account, my Discord, and of course, my TikTok. Thank you very much for stopping by, chaps. Have a great day. Have a great life. Be nice to your fellow gamers because we're all human beings. I've been CMG, and until the next video, I shall see you later. Peace.